Hello and welcome to Super Sunday Club this week. Great to have you with us. Today, I thought I'd go for a walk. Do you like going for walks? Where do you like to go? I like to go to the beach, but the other place I like to go are some hills. And I thought I would come to a hill today, North Berwick Law, and go for a little walk. Do you want to come with me? Come on, let's go. There are lots of fun things to do when you're climbing up a hill. One of them is to look at all the beautiful flowers around you. This gorse around here smells amazing. It smells of coconut. Or you can listen to the birds. What can you hear? Well, I can hear the children playing in the primary school, not far away. I can hear the cars passing, but I also hear the birds singing. It's amazing to go and to suddenly find, as you get higher, that everything below you starts to get smaller and further away. Another fun thing I like to do is to lie back and to look at the clouds. It's too cloudy today to do that, but other days you can sit and find the different shapes. What do you see? Have you ever tried that? Sometimes you can see giant bunny rabbits or castles with drawbridges, or just use your imagination and see what you can see. I like to be up high and looking down and everything below me. Sometimes people talk about being high up as being going up to the heavens. And actually we don't know where heaven is, but the Bible does give us some clues. Today's story we're going to hear about is all about Ascension Day. What's that? Well, Ascension Day is when we think about Jesus ascending. And ascending means to go up. And in the story, we hear about Jesus ascending and what happened to the disciples. So let's find out a little bit about that now. After Jesus was killed on the cross and came back to life, he spent the next 40 days showing himself to his different friends, giving them proof that he was indeed alive. On the 40th day after Jesus had risen from the dead, it was time for him to go back to his Father in heaven. So Jesus and the disciples climbed up the Mount of Olives. Jesus told them that they were to go to Jerusalem and to wait for the Holy Spirit to come and give them power. Then they were to go tell everyone, everywhere, all they had seen Jesus do. While his friends were standing there on top of the hill, Jesus went straight up into heaven in a cloud. The disciples were so surprised. They stood looking up into the sky. They had just seen Jesus go into heaven with their very own eyes. Then two angels appeared, dressed in white, and they said, "One day, Jesus will come back again exactly the same way you've just seen him go up to heaven." Well, the disciples went straight back to Jerusalem to wait for the Holy Spirit to come just as Jesus said. And then they went everywhere, telling people the good news of Jesus. And today we still remember Ascension Day, 40 days after Easter Sunday, after Jesus rose from the dead. He went to be with his Father in heaven. And remember that one day he'll come back, just as he said he would. So I possibly haven't picked the best day to climb up North Berwick Law, because as you can see, it's a little bit murky today. The cloud is really low and it's hard to see. On some days you can see for miles. Today it's just a little bit cloudy. And sometimes there's a very clear path of where to go, and that's great because I know where I'm walking. Other times you have to pick your way through and make sure that you're going in the right direction. It can be a little bit confusing sometimes, and I think that's how the disciples felt at this point. Jesus had been killed on the cross, but he'd come back to life, and he'd spent 40 days going round meeting his friends, saying I'm alive and telling the good news. And then here they are again. This time Jesus takes them up a mountain, Mount of Olives. And as they climb up, they don't know what's ahead of them. When he gets to the top, Jesus tells them where he's going. But he's not going to leave them alone. He'll send them a helper so that they won't be alone and confused. Wow, no wonder the disciples were confused. So much to take in, so much to try and understand. And I wonder if you feel like that sometimes, that everything's just a little bit confusing. Maybe you feel that things have changed a lot, or maybe things aren't changing fast enough. Maybe you're not sure what's next. But what I take from this account from the Bible is that God is in control, that he has a plan, and that he leaves us a helper. The Holy Spirit is with us as our guide. As we go through life, we can keep trusting Jesus and his helper, the Holy Spirit. And no matter where we are, whether we're at the top of a mountain or we're just at the foot of it, Jesus will be with us, guiding us, helping us, giving us all that we need. So maybe this week you could go for a walk. Could you use your senses to find out all that's around you? What do you see? What can you smell? What can you hear? I always find that when I go for a walk, I feel so much more peaceful because I can enjoy just God's creation. And sometimes coming up high gives me just a different sense of perspective. That things look tiny and small sometimes from being on top of a hill. And that reminds me how big and powerful and mighty God is. But he's in control and he has good plans for us. So I thought we'd finish with a song today, which is called My Lighthouse. And the main chorus says, "You are the peace in my troubled sea." And I think that is so true. Jesus is our peace. No matter what's going on around us, big things, small things, Jesus is our peace in that troubled sea. So let's sing My Lighthouse and praise Jesus with this song. Have a great week and we'll hope to see you again soon. Take care.
before.